street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides and have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Agent Mark Manning about Shelter's auto insurance discounts.
When opportunities arise to visit with people who have been instrumental in a lot of our lives around Newport and Jackson County, I really get excited. We are at St. Michael's Place, Pecan Street in Newport, and what a great opportunity it is to get to visit with who most everybody in this county knows, Miss Shirley Mann. And I know this, she has been instrumental in a lot of our lives, has touched people's lives from many years ago, and she has been a patient here at St. Michael's. But Miss Shirley, before we get to talk about you being a patient, tell me what you did for those few years while everybody knows us and where you worked and what you did.
Okay, I started out when I graduated from high school in 1954.
Okay.
I graduated, I went to work at Victor Metal.
Okay.
I worked out there a while, and of course, Bobby and I got engaged and got married.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Chicago. And we lived there a while, and I'm a country girl. I said, Bobby, I don't like this. I want to go home.
Right.
And I said, you go home with me or I'll go alone.
You were coming to the house, weren't you?
I was going back to the farm. And so we come back to the farm, and of course I had my two boys, Bob Wayne and Ronnie, and then I went to work at the shoe factory.
Okay.
And I worked out there till it closed.
Okay.
Then I went to work at, I believe it was at Barbecue Inn, was that right across from Kelly?
Yes, ma'am.
And I
Yes,
worked there a while, and one day I got a phone call while I was working there. And this lady said, are you Shirley Mann? I said, yes, I am. She said, well, you've been recommended to work at Kelly's Grill.
Wow.
And I said, oh, yeah, I've never been in there. She said, well, we've got our boss, told us Stanley, said to call you. He wanted to talk to you. And I went over there and got hired that day. And I worked from 5 to about 2:30 every day.
5 in the morning, yeah.
And all the customers I had at that time was a round table, and I had Johnny Thomas and Ed Michaels and what was his name that got killed here?
Boy, there were several. But people drank coffee. Back then, people would come to the round table and drink coffee. There were a lot of them that would come.
Well, I mentioned the ones that did come. And I worked the Rotary Club.
Right.
The Lion Club. And we had another one I worked. Rotary?
Well, it could have been the Lions Club. Could have been the Kiwanis Club.
Yeah,
Could have been the
I
Kiwanis
worked
Club.
all the clubs. And while I carried those plates out to those people in there, which one club had about 87 people, I carried all those plates for myself and worked out front too during noon hour.
Right. You were busy at Kelly's. Now, how long did you work at Kelly's?
About 18 years altogether.
Okay. And then after that, you didn't retire, did you?
Oh, no.
I didn't think so.
I worked down at Waddell's for a little while, and then I went over to the country club, and I loved the country club.
Right.
Those were the nicest people. But Sam Kelly and Doc and them were really nice to me,
Right,
too.
right, absolutely.
But I believe at the country club that I enjoyed that most of all because it was different.
Right, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I done the bridge club for them little
Sure.
old ladies.
Uh-huh.
And all them little old ladies are gone now.
Right,
They are Miss Connor,
right.
John Connor, Mary Alice, she used to say, Shirley, when you get retired, you can come play bridge with us. I said, oh, I don't even know how to play bridge. And she said, well, we want you to come play bridge with us.
Right.
I said, we'll see. But I never did go play bridge with them because after I retired from the country club, I went down to Jacob Ladder
Right.
and worked with the kids down there, and I loved them.
I bet
kids.
you did.
And I see them little kids now that was, they might have been 4 years
4
old.
and 5 years old, yeah, 4 or 5.
Now they're in high school.
Right.
And they'll holler, oh, there's Miss Shirley. Here, and they come love me.
I bet they do.
I'm trying to think of that little old boy's name. That was he made a great football player.
Right. Well, there was a lot of, you touched a lot of people's lives, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I told the grandmas and the moms. I told about 3 generations.
Well, that's what you were just telling me when
And
I was
I
coming
love-
in. Said you served my daddy, you served me, and you served my sons, and that's it gets it.
And your kids.
Absolutely. Got to ask you this, Miss Shirley. We're at St. Michael's Place, and you have some things that you would like to tell the public about St. Michael's and what they've done for you to get you back on the right track.
Okay. When I come here to St. Michael's, I come from St. Vincent Hospital. I had that staph infection. I was over there 7 weeks. And when I come here, I could not walk or lick. I couldn't breathe good. I was just about gone. And I really thought I was too. And these people here, they got me back a walking and got me up helping myself, like putting my clothes on, giving me a bath, and they changed my bed every day, and they were some of the nicest nurses to help me I ever saw, to make sure that I did not fall. And they served 3 good meals every day. They had good recreation and stuff down for the people that are here.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's one of the cleanest places I have ever been in. I mean, it was just, to me, it was just wonderful. And they got me back on my feet. It took me a long time, therapy. And I began to think that I wasn't going to get back on my feet. And my little granddaughter came to me one day. She said, Grandma, please don't ever give up. I said, I'm never going to give up. I'm going to work and get back on my feet and go home. And one of my good nurses is not here today. Her name is Nene, and I just loved her. She'd help me any time I needed, no matter where
Right.
she was at. And all the girls in the office was just wonderful. Ashley's not here today, but I really wanted to see her.
Mm-hmm.
She was wonderful to me.
Right.
And all the girls was. I could not have been in a better place. And I'd say that anybody is down sick and need help, this is a place to come. And I want to tell them that the therapy here that they gave me, got me back on my feet, those guys were wonderful.
Right.
They worked very hard with me. One of the guys' name was Andy. He's not here anymore, but you know, he still calls me.
Is that right?
He still calls me and
Yeah.
asks me how he's doing. He's working in Batesville now. And the other little girl, his name was Ashley, that she said, Shirley, she said, I know where you're at. She said, I was that way for 8 months. She'd had a motorcycle wreck before she come to work here, and she said, I broke my leg, and it took her 8 months to get back on her feet.
Wow.
So I know you can do it. I said, yes, ma'am. I thought, I am going to walk, and it hadn't been for them. I don't think I ever would, because when I had to pull up, I just didn't have no strength in my legs at all. They just fall out from under me. I couldn't believe it. And they kept working with me, and there was a black guy down there, his name was Moses. He said, Shirley, I want you to come in, I want to work with you tomorrow. I thought he was going to kill me before the day was over. But when he got through with me, I thought, Lord.
They made you work, didn't they?
Yeah, and I looked at him and I said, do you think I'm going to walk? He said, I know you're going to walk. I said, yeah, I'm sure. And finally after that, I got to walking with the walker, and I could walk to the bathroom by myself. And I was so happy.
Yes, ma'am.
I thank the Lord every day for that. And I thank the Lord for St. Michael Place. They are extremely wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful cooks. They try to get you what you want. And you couldn't get that nowhere else. I don't think you could.
No, ma'am, I know that. And here's what I know. That when Miss Shirley Mann can sit and talk on TV and tell us about how good St. Michael's Place is,
It's wonderful.
that it's a pretty good testimony for the quality of care that you get at a place right here in Newport, Arkansas. Young lady, you are an institution to a lot of us. We appreciate
thank
what
you.
you've done for us, and
I appreciate what they done for me.
absolutely.
I never will forget this place. And if I was ever down, I mean, I'm not saying I want to go back to a nursing home, because I like to be in my own home. But this would be a place that I would come to,
Absolutely.
because I know they're going to do the best with me.
Miss Shirley, I appreciate you taking time to come join us, and that's what I call it. It's what we call in the business. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Thank you so much.
Every word of it is the truth.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Every word of it's the truth.
Miss Shirley Mann, and we're at St. Michael's Place, and again, a pretty good testimony about the care that she and all receive here at St. Michael's Place. Now let's continue on with more of our show. With interest rates still near historic lows, now's a great time to purchase a new home or refinance your existing loan. Call or go see Kenny Thaxton at ENG Lending for an evaluation of your existing mortgage or for a pre-qualification on a new home purchase loan. ENG Lending is a division of the Bank of England in England, Arkansas, which was chartered in 1898. They offer a full range of today's mortgage products, such as USDA Rural Development, FHA, VA, and conventional financing. They offer 100% financing to qualified borrowers. ENG Lending offers great rates and unmatched customer service. Stop by today and see Kenny Thaxton with ENG Lending located in the Village Mall in Newport, or call him today at 870-495-3931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 418481.
Hi everybody, I'm Bud Black on Sports, and a program brought to you by Kenny Thaxton with ENG Lending over in the mall. They're right across from the newly relocated Sears store. You can't miss them. And Kenny, an old Greyhound, wanted us to come on and talk a little sports and was pleased to sponsor this program. And we appreciate him and hope that if you have any need for financing a home or property, be sure and get all the details from Kenny Thaxton in the mall. Well, let's talk a couple of things. The Final Four is about as exciting, I guess, as anything's going to be, but it couldn't be any more exciting than the Sweet 16. From there down to the Final Four, some great basketball games. I hope you got to see the Kentucky-Michigan game. It was a fabulous basketball game. It was the height of college basketball, just as good as you'll find anywhere. And Kentucky will play Wisconsin, and UConn plays Florida. Florida's been established as the favorite, Kentucky the second choice, and UConn and Wisconsin are the long shots, but the long shots have been winning. It's been the most fun Sweet 16 I can remember in a long, long time. And regardless of who wins it, it has been a sincerely great tournament. It's baseball. The Cardinals, everybody around here I think loves the Cardinals, but nothing like this time of year, the first of spring when baseball kicks in. And whether it's high school and then college, of course, but Major League Baseball, and everybody seems to love the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are expected, along with the Dodgers, to have a winning team a team that can win the World Series, as a matter of fact. Now, anything can happen. As you know, injuries play a big part in it. Cardinals have to replace Carlos Beltran's 32 home runs, and we'll see if they can do that with the addition of Johnny Peralta at shortstop, and if Matt Adams, playing full time, can hit 25 to 30 home runs and take up the slack for Beltran. They're supposed to have a great pitching staff. Of course, all it takes is 1 or 2 injuries, and that's in limbo. But anyway, it'll be fun, I think, to watch this Cardinals team. They'll have more speed, better defense. The question remains, will they score enough runs with the absence of Beltran? And I want to mention one quick note before we go. I hope you're keeping up with the NCAA and the kids up at Northwestern's attempt to unionize the players at Northwestern University. And that's kind of wondering how folks felt about that. You know, you got to stop and think that kids don't get a lot. You say, well, they get a college education. Okay, that's fine, but college education anymore is not just going and paying for tuition and books. You know, you got to live. You got to have a little spending money. You got to be able to buy your girlfriend a cheeseburger every now and then. You know, and not every kid that goes to college on a scholarship has that. I mean, we may assume that everybody's middle class and above, but that's not always the case. And a lot of folks are struggling to get those kids to college, and when they do get a scholarship, it is just a godsend for them, but it doesn't pay for everything. You know, it's probably some kids in a position where they can't go to college with a full scholarship because they don't have money to buy clothes. They don't. But anyway, the point is, the NCAA is going to fight tooth and nail. I believe in paying those kids something above and beyond the tuition and the books. I believe that, you know, and I don't know how to do it. If I had an answer and I had a solution, I would certainly, you know, offer it. But there is a way to get things done. As I said, the NCAA is going to fight it tooth and nail. Right now, it's only involving private schools. Public schools are a different entity. But you got to think about those kids, 18, 19, 20 years old, out there playing major college basketball or football, and the coach is making $5 million a year, and the athletic director is making $2 million a year, and tickets are $100 to the ball game. And then on top of that, you know, the universities are making tens of millions of dollars off of the two programs, basketball and football. And they look at the kids and say, hey, yeah, we're giving you a college education, free college. They're working awfully cheap, in my opinion. Anyway, that's what I think about it. Let us know what you think about it. Thanks to Kenny Thaxton, ENG Lending in the mall, for bringing Bud Black on sports.
We're at Merchants and Planners Bank in downtown Newport, visiting with Tara Salinas on this version of the Business Spotlight at M&P Bank, and good to see you again.
Well, hello. Good to see you too.
Oh,
Glad you're here.
Yeah, things going on at the bank, lots of things. We call it stuff.
We call it stuff, but it's really more than that.
Yes, it is.
We do have lots going on. Let's see. We just converted to a new and improved telephone banking system.
All right, tell us about it.
Well, there are still loads of people who like to call in and check their balance and see what checks have gone through and such. And so our old system was pretty limited.
Okay.
And it was actually going to be obsolete, so it was a matter of, you know,
Get it done.
get it done.
Yeah.
So we did, and the new system has many more options.
Okay.
You could actually check your loan account. You can make a payment on your loan,
Okay.
you know, from the telephone. You can check your CDs, IRAs, savings accounts. It's not limited to just your checking account. So there is a variety of options. You can use the touch tone prompts, or it's voice activated.
Okay.
You know, you got to be careful with the voice activated. It's a little tricky. I don't know that it recognizes the southern voice as well as it does everything. So, but, you know, if you're in your car or whatever and you got to know your balance, that's a good option for you. Just speak very clearly.
You know, the technology is so good today, and we've advanced in technology, and there are some folks that just that are a little afraid of the technology. I mean, I'm kind of a late bloomer when it came to that, but you know, so it's kind of a deal that says it'll help you if you don't want to use the great technology, but it's technology that's simplified.
Right, and you know, that's what we recognize here is that, you know, everybody does their banking differently,
right,
and we pride ourselves on giving them the option to do it the way that they want. So if you want to call in and use our telephone system, It's new and improved. Listen closely to the prompts because it's going to be different than what you're used to if you're a telephone banking customer. But like I said, I think once people get used to it, they will really like it and appreciate the extra options that they have.
Sounds like it's a great deal.
It is. So we're excited about that. Of course, with technology, we always encourage people to bank online.
Right.
Not only, is it good for the environment, it's very secure. It's so easy. You can do it from your smartphone, from your laptop, a tablet. We've got, our apps out there now that you can download onto your phone and check your balance and everything. We've just started with our email alerts. So when you go online and bank online, you can actually, request that, say, if my balance falls below a certain amount, please send me an email and tell me that. You can flag certain things on your account and you'll get email notifications coming soon.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Coming soon, you will be able to get those texts to your
Okay.
phone.
Yeah.
So again, just, another way to use the technology to keep everybody up to date and on the same page and informed and give them options. And of course, that if you are one of the customers that want to come in and see us, we love to see our customers.
We're here, aren't we?
We're here. So stop in and say hello, and we'll, help you personally too, because that's what a community bank does, for its community. It offers
Every time I'm in here, there are people here talking to the ladies out front at the desk, signing loan papers, making deposits in here, people driving through the drive-through window. So there's people that still come to the bank. Absolutely do, sure.
And we're so glad to have great people here that can work with our community so well. Which kind of leads me into another thing we have coming up in April. April is National Community Bank Month.
Okay.
Last year we did a promotion with I Love My Community Bank.
Yes.
And we had people come in and tell us why they love their community bank and, got their picture with signs and such. And last year we had a customer who actually made it to the big national level of the contest. He didn't win, but he was in the top 3. So we were really excited about that. We're going to have another promotion this year. Just, to encourage people to tell us why they bank locally. There'll be a lot of fun things going on in April, and I'll tell you more about that next month. But
what else we got? Girl, you got it.
We got
going on today.
Yeah, we got it going on. I do want to say, talking about our people that we have here, tomorrow, which, again, this will be airing later on, so this will have already happened.
Sure.
But I did want to say that Miss Nettie Lindsay is our head teller here, and she's been here 20 years.
Wow.
And tomorrow will be her last day, and we're going to have
right?
a big retirement celebration and everything for her, but I just wanted to thank her for her years of service. She's a very special lady, and I know, most people know her, and, it's bittersweet because I know she's very excited about her next chapter in life, but we certainly hate to lose her because she's so great and our customers love her. I mean, every day I will hear her tell a customer, I love you too. This is not family. This is real customers that she loves. She genuinely does.
Takes care of folks. That's what you guys do. You take care of folks.
Right.
That's what she does.
And so anyway, I just wanted to thank her for that and wish her well.
Well, there's no doubt that she's had a tremendous run at the bank, and the bank's been good to her, but she certainly has been good to this bank.
Absolutely.
And I know you're going to miss her. Anything else, girl?
Well, other than, your typical summer's coming up, if you're going on vacation, think about getting a Merchants and Planners credit card. It's a low interest rate. We've got a local person here in this office that can help you if you have any problems or issues. You don't have to call an 800 number. You can call right here, and Miss Alexis will help you. So think about that. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's spring.
It is. It's the time. I hope it is.
I hope it is too.
It is. I'm ready for it.
But yeah, we are too.
Hometown bank, hometown service. You get it all. Downtown Newport. We've been here for many, many years taking care of folks. Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Tara Salinas, the marketing director, and I guess the lady with all the knowledge and more than stuff. It's more than stuff at M&P Bank, our community bank, our local bank, our hometown bank's what I like to call us, because that's what we are. Thanks, girl.
Thank you.
It's more than the sign says. The sign says Farmers Tire Mart, but we all know that Tommy Bain and his staff do more than just for the farmer. But if you're looking for a set of tires, we recommend Tommy and his great staff. If you're looking for price on tires, if you're looking for service after you get the tires, whatever the case may be, I can recommend these guys and say they're as good as anybody in the country. Competitive prices and then service after the sale is what keeps people coming back year after year after year. General maintenance on your car, you need a little brake work, you need shock work, you need alignment work. They have the staff to do that. They're certified back here in the back, and they have up-to-the-date diagnostic equipment that can help you with diagnosing what the problem on your automobile may be. What we do best, service. What else we do best? Tires. If you're looking for tires for your pickup truck, we've got them. If we don't have them in stock, we can generally get them the next day. So if you're in the market for some tires, shop around, then come by and visit with Tommy Bain at 1501 Malcolm Avenue in Newport. Give him an opportunity to figure you a price on that new set of tires. Hopefully he can save you some money. You need service, it's vacation time coming up. You're getting ready to go. You need some general maintenance on your automobile. Bring it in to Tommy. Let him go over it from top to bottom. Make sure that it is road ready and ready to go before you take off on your vacation. Well, you know, front end work, rear end work, they do everything except major overhaul on engines and transmissions, but they can even help you tell you where you need to get that done also. Farmers Tire Mart, 1501 Malcolm Avenue. If you're looking for tires or service on your automobile, come see us. Over 20 years in business at Farmers Tire Mart. UACCB, we're in Batesville. We're visiting with Jane Brewer, and we're going to talk about a lot of things that are going on at the college. Even though it was spring break when we filmed, Jane got an opportunity to come in and work, and you say it's not a bad time of year to get a lot of things done, spring break.
Believe it or not, we do enjoy being here. We miss the students, but it's a good time for us to catch up. And because some students have a break, you know, some of the high school students around, a few of them still have a break, this is a time that they can come in and we can still help them enroll or get ready for next year. So it really is a good time to be here.
You know, some people may think that the college completely shuts down. We close the doors, we lock the doors, we leave, and nobody's here. But that's not the case. There's a lot of people helping other students here at the college.
That's right. Our library remains open. Our Student Success Center, which is a tutoring center for students, that remains open. And of course, all the offices are here to service students. And we still have some events going on this week or weeks that there seemingly wouldn't be a lot going on with students.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we've got a lot.
Got a few things to talk about, entertainment-wise, got registration. You've got the floor, girl. Tell us what's going on.
Well, this is airing in April, so we're talking about some April events. One big May event, just put on your calendars, commencement, which is May 12th. That will be, of course, here on campus. And then in April, we've got the Arkansas Scholars Banquet, which will be April 7th. That's for area high school students in Independence County. We've got the Student Awards Banquet, which will be, I've got to check my notes on that, April 17th. And that's for UACCB students who have received certain awards. They'll be notified about that. And then our last of the series of performing arts shows will be April 24th. That's Branson on the Road, and that is the series that we've talked about so many times this year. With the help of First Community Bank, they've partnered with us, and we are bringing, it's called Branson on the Road. It's supposed to be kind of like the old-time traveling shows, really popular, they say, and it's supposed to be a good time. That will start at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10, and you can get those at First Community Bank, the main bank here in Batesville, Cave City, and the Southside branches, as well as UACCB. So call us, and we'll get you some entertainment.
It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a great show.
It really is. All of those shows have been good. We just got done with Back on Broadway in March, the 1st of March, and it was a great show. So you won't be disappointed, and you don't have to drive to Branson to get that entertainment. You
$10.
Right, $10.
$10.
Yeah, a little cheaper than
$10.
Too.
Well, drive to Branson, and you can go for 55 or 65.
Right. And then the big big thing for us, registration is going on now. We so encourage folks who are looking at maybe you're a new student, or you've been out a semester and you want to come back to school, or you've been at another college and you're just wanting to take even one class. Call us. Now is the time. We can register anyone for summer right now, and there are a lot of summer classes.
Yeah.
We always say what a great opportunity to get a class that usually takes one full semester. You can get it done in 4 weeks in the summer. And so our number is 870-612-2139. That connects people right here to the Enrollment Center, and we can walk them through just a few steps to get them ready to enroll.
Well, no doubt, and we've talked about this show in a long time, that what a service that you guys provide. I mean, you talk about, Mr. Ted Hall was telling us a story earlier about people that may have been, in their 40s and their 50s and so on, and decided, I want to take some college classes. And you go. If you've thought about it and you've put it on the back burner for 20 years, and now would be a great opportunity for you to come on out and visit with us and let us see what we can do with it.
That's right. And just start out with one. A lot of people aren't sure if they can work it in their schedule, or they're not sure financially if they're able to do it. Start with the class. You'll get very comfortable and understand that there's no one will feel out of place at UACCB, whether you're a recently graduated high school student, or you're someone my age that is just coming back to school, or even folks maybe 60 to 70. We've got all ages here, and it's just a great environment, comfortable, safe, helpful. We're a friendly group, we think,
I think we are too.
So yes, come out. We also, our online classes, we have expanded those. So we have a lot more opportunity with online seating and classes, and that's something you can take that class from home, and it's so convenient.
You bet it is.
And then fall classes are also available at this point. If you're a new student, call us in April. We'll be enrolling new students for fall. So there's no limits. We can help you out. And our community education department has some classes for those that are looking for just no credit. They just want to take a class, maybe a few Saturdays or a couple nights a week for 2 or 3 weeks. And that ranges anywhere from knitting to survival, basic survival, computer classes. They have a whole range of things.
Lots of things going on at the college here on our spring break, as you call it. No break.
No break. No, but I know I've rambled, but if anybody has questions, just call us. Again, 870-612-2139 is the Enrollment Center office number.
She is Jane Brewer, and she is the one with all the information at the University of Arkansas. The Community College in Batesville. Come see us, and let's continue on with more of our show. Hope you're enjoying the Business Spotlight here on Suddenlink Cable Channel 15 TV. Our program, the Business Spotlight, airs each Monday and Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and again on Saturday mornings at 8. And also our Remember When program, which has been a real big hit, airing on Sunday nights at 7 and Tuesday nights at 7 here on Cable Channel 15 TV. Just as a reminder, I've had a lot of people tell me recently about having watched parts or some of the Remember When or the Business Spotlight, and they said, well, I wasn't able to watch it all, or I got to watch the first part, couldn't watch the second part, or I just caught the last end of it. When does it come on again? And I reminded these folks, and I want to remind everybody, that all of our programs that we do, everything that airs on Cable Channel 15 TV, will also air on our website. Now, it just happens to be the same name. The website is cable15tv.com. Cable15tv.com. So anything that is on our cable channel is also going to be embedded in our website, and you can go at your convenience at whatever time you want to and watch those programs. We're also on Facebook at Cable15TV, and we're also on YouTube at Newport Cable15 TV. So we are everywhere, all over the social media networks, and especially on our website. We've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort to get the website up and running, and I want you to go to the website, browse the website. It's easy to navigate through. Got some great Greyhound football games, some of the greatest football games in the history that we've ever recorded. 1991, 1981 state championship. Not exactly the game itself, but a lot of footage there. I think some things that you'll really like. The 95 Newport Malvern games, some Batesville games, Searcy games. Anyway, some great Greyhound classics, we call those. We did a thing called 25 Years of Greyhound Greatness that I think you will enjoy, and also a thing back in 2010 called 2010 Our Town. So lots of things that we do on cable channel 15 TV. Matter of fact, everything that we do, we also put on the website. So take a peek when you get a chance at cable15tv.com. Tell us what you like. Like our Facebook page at Cable 15 TV. Visit us on YouTube at Newport Cable 15 TV. Continue on with more of our show, and I hope you're enjoying the Business Spotlight. Each and every month on The Stop, we get the pleasure of stopping into the Jackson's Funeral Home and visiting with Miss Jan Jackson Maris, and we have a special guest and somebody we'd like to introduce, somebody new to Jackson Funeral Home's team. Miss Jan, welcome to the program, and tell us about our new guest.
Thank you, David. It's good to be here. Well, who we'd like to introduce is Dee Dee Dupree. She's the newest member of our Jackson's Funeral Home team. And we've been running around together for a lot of years. We've raised her 3 boys and my 1 daughter and my son-in-law all together. So we've had a lot of good times, and now it's really good to be working together. Dee Dee's heading up our pre-arrangement department for all 5 locations, and so far she's doing a real good job. She's still in the training phase, but I think she's enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying having her here.
Well, fantastic. And Miss Dee Dee, a lot of us know you, and some of us might not know you. Tell us a little bit about Dee Dee Dupree.
Hi, David. Well, I've lived in Newport 28 years. I'm married to Joe Dupree, and I have 3 boys, Jake, Will, and Jim. And I'm just happy to be a part of the Jackson's Funeral Home team.
Hey, you joined the team, and no doubt a great team to join. Tell us a little bit about the reasoning for getting to get with Jan. I mean, y'all been buddies for a long, long time, but it's a business sense, and you have reasons for wanting to be here.
Yes. Well, I worked in the flower business for quite a while and helped families when they came in with their flowers for funeral arrangements, and it was just a natural progression to come to the funeral home and help families here.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and you're going to be a good addition to the funeral home. Talk a little bit about your growing up, your high school days, your college. Tell us a little bit about how you grew up, where you grew up, and all that.
Well, I was a military brat. My dad was career military, Air Force. I was raised in Jacksonville. Graduated from Jacksonville High School, attended Arkansas College, which is now Lyon College, and taught school for a while, recruited students for Arkansas College for a while, then taught school. Then I got married and came to Newport, taught school in McCrory, started raising my boys and stayed home, which I was fortunate enough to do. Then went to work for Purdy's Flower Shop and was there for 10 or 11 years, and just decided I was ready to try something new.
Well, there's no doubt you're going to be a great addition to this staff, Miss Jan. I know you're glad to have her.
I am grateful every day. I'm grateful every day for everybody who works with us, and I'm particularly grateful that Dee Dee's come to join us, and it makes coming to work every day a little brighter.
Hey, there's no doubt about it, Dee Dee. We thank you so much for taking time to visit with us, and good luck to you in your new endeavor.
Thank you, David.
Dee Dee Dupree, Jan Jackson Maris at the Jackson Funeral Home, 1900 block of Malcolm Avenue, and throughout many locations throughout northeast and north central Arkansas. Margaret Goodman joins us on the Harris Hospital Spotlight, one of 2 spotlights that we do at Harris Hospital, and good to see you, classmate.
I'm telling you.
We were sitting at the same table last night planning our little reunion that we have coming up.
So glad you didn't mention the year.
Well, it's a 74, and y'all do the math out there, and you can tell.
Because we're not telling you.
You know, we were in the 2nd grade during this time. We're going to join the class of 74
exactly
as
right.
they celebrate their 40-year class
right.
reunion coming up this fall. How's that?
That's great.
So senior circle is still in full swing and
Yes.
circling around the globe, I guess you would say. What's going on with y'all's end of the world?
We are planning some really nice trips for this summer, and I want to talk about those 2 trips.
All
We
right.
have a 7-day Alaskan cruise that we're going to go on in August. It's August the 22nd through the 30th. The cost is $24.99, and it is an awesome trip. We do all kinds of things, and of course, I've been on this cruise, so this is a pretty cool trip. And if you're interested, I need you to give me a call. We only have to have a minimum of 12 to go on this trip.
Okay.
Usually we have to have at least 30, so we don't on this trip, so we're excited about that.
The other trip that I'm excited about is Cape Cod, and that's a motor coach tour, and we're going to go in September when the foliage is all changing and the
beautiful.
colors. It's going to be a great time. That is a very inexpensive trip. It's a 10-day trip. We have to have about 20 to go, and it's $1,029 for 10 days.
Okay.
We'll get to visit the famous Kennedy. You know, we're going to go to Hyannisburg and visit
Right.
all that and see all that interesting things that this little country girls never got to see. So that'll be pretty exciting.
You guys at Senior Circle put together these trips, and most of them make.
Yes.
And then when people go, I mean, it becomes the talk of the town. When they
Yes.
get back, it's always the talk of the town. So these trips are like a lot of work to line them up, but a lot of great pleasure by those that attend.
Oh, and that's true, and I'm glad you mentioned that too, because they're also open to the public. You know, as long as you're 18 and you want to go and visit with my seniors and be on a trip with my seniors, you can benefit with these great prices because they give us some absolutely wonderful prices for these trips. I've actually tried to book these trips without the tour guide and see if we could get the same price. We can't. So we're excited that they can give us such a great deal. So if you're interested, and even if you're not age 50, which you have to be a Senior Circle member, I would love to have you because we have a ball. We really do have a good time.
Speaking of Senior Circle, talk a little bit about, you know, and we have for years, what is Senior Circle? What do we do and what do we have to offer and how much does it cost to do it? So
we have lots of things to offer. We give discounts on everything, including in our hospital and also in our community. It costs $15 if you're single, $25 or $27 for a couple. And all you have to do is call me, 870-512-3030. We would love to have you. We're actually going tonight to do one of our supper clubs, which we go to a local restaurant and we eat, you know, fellowship, have a good time. It's always a lot of fun. You know, they tell me I have the best job, and I have to agree, I do. You know, it's a great group of people. It's a fun group to be with, and I really enjoy them.
Well, there's no doubt that the fellowship part of getting together with folks and enjoying, you know, the stories, whether they're weekly or monthly or whenever, you know, you get to catch up. You might not normally in your everyday work schedule. A lot of the folks in the Senior Circle don't work, but maybe
That's
they
right.
volunteer their times a lot of places, especially here.
That's right.
But it just gives you a great opportunity to get to visit with folks.
Yes, and then they get to, you know, we get benefits from, when you're in
Absolutely.
a Senior Circle group, you get benefits. There are discounts you get. Locally, one of the newest one is our new Subway
Right.
in the Walmart. They're offering a 10% discount to those that are Senior Circle members, so that's great. You know, that's you know, when you're my
Another
age,
advantage.
drive by there, pick up supper, and take it home. You know, it's awesome. I love it.
At your age.
Senior.
Senior Margaret Manuel Goodman is
That's
a
right.
senior citizen, and that's okay.
Exactly.
It sure beats the alternative, doesn't it?
Amen.
Margaret, good to see you. I got to
to
visit
see
with you
you.
last night. Had a great meeting. We talked about it at the beginning of the program, class of 1974, having a big 40-year reunion coming up. We're looking forward to that.
Yes, we are. And please call us, one of us, please. We are so excited. If you have anybody that you know that's one of our classmates, put out the word for us. We want to get everybody involved.
Let us know. We'd like to have a good one. And
Yeah.
going to be several of them going on. I mean, I know there's a 10, a 20, a 30, a 35, a 40, maybe a 50, and anyway, everybody's going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I laughed and said that David, we went 20 and then we didn't do anything else, you know. And I said, David's scared that we're not going to make it to the 50th, so he's going to have a 40th.
So we're going to have one. We might not get there for the 50th. We're going to have 40.
That's
Good to see you, Margaret.
Good to see you too, David.
Let's continue on with more of the Business Spotlight. Rebecca Payroll joins us to talk a little further about Harris Hospital and some of the good things, the great things that are going on here. And good to see you, girl.
Good to see you again.
We talked a little bit prior to coming on here about some of the things that y'all are implementing here. We've got a couple of things that we really need to talk about it. Girl, you have the floor. You go right at it. Let's talk.
Well, I am very, very excited to be able to introduce our patient portals. That is the biggest, newest, I guess, amenity that we have for patients here at Harris Hospital. And so I want to tell you all about that. How many of you have ever been to your doctor's office or been a patient in the hospital and thought, man, I sure would like to see that chart they're looking at? Haven't
All
you ever
of
just
us.
wondered?
All of
you know,
us. I'd
and
like to know
think,
what's on there.
And think, what are they writing in there? What are they putting? So we have the ability now for all of our patients to be able to access their medical records online. So
Correct.
we think that's really going to be a huge benefit to our patients as consumers.
Okay.
So we call that patient portal. Next time you come into Harris Hospital, you'll be asked if you want to register for the patient portal. And this is some of the flyers that you'll see around. There's a poster in every room. And what this will allow you to do is access your inpatient records, test results, medications, procedures, discharge instructions. Of course, it's all free. This is just a really extra that we're doing in encouraging patients to take more of an active role in their own health. So we have hospital patient portal, and then also whenever you go to any of the clinics and you see a doctor, there is a clinic patient portal. So anytime you go to one of our physicians, you'll be given one of these here and asked if that's something that you might like to sign up to do. You can register for the clinic patient portal. They'll give you a PIN number here and write it down. It's all completely secure. You know, that's one of the big questions.
Everybody would question that.
Wants
Absolutely.
to know. You can, with the clinic patient portals, you can send messages to your doc. You can make appointments through the portal, and they'll also give you, if you want to receive texts on your telephone, they'll send you a reminder text about your appointment on your phone. So it's really exciting here in Jackson County that we're just on the latest technology.
Technological age is here, and there's no doubt, I mean, tremendous advantages. And you're right, when you go to the doctor or you go to the hospital and then you don't really know what's said behind closed doors or whatever, and you don't ever get to see what's in that final report, but you always, you get a good explanation even at Harris Hospital or anywhere else in the country. But boy, something like this where you can really see it in black and white is great technology. Here's a question for you. It's an online service. It's an online, you have to have a computer, you have to have some access to that. Anything available if you don't have online, or if you don't have, what happens? I mean, there are some of us that maybe don't have a computer system or an email address.
Right.
How do you handle that?
Well, what we would encourage everyone to do is start, if you have, say, elderly family members that you take care of, if you have parents that you're the caregiver of perhaps, go ahead and sign them up with an email address. For themselves, and then a caregiver, say a child that's taking care of their elderly adult. We know 80-year-old patients, a lot of them don't care or don't want to access their medical records online.
Correct, right.
But a child of a parent of that age that's their caregiver, they may really be
I
interested
bet you they
in
want
that.
them.
So if the patient gives that permission to be able to do that and list the caregiver, their child, or as their parent, to be a representative is what it's called, then they can list them as representatives to be able to access their medical records. Just sort of like whenever you come into the hospital and they list out who that the doctors and nurses can discuss their medical situation with, which family members they want to have access to that.
Okay. Well, anyway, government standards have gotten to good. I mean, they're good because they have tremendous protections for the consumer. Lots of protections here for the consumer, trying to give the consumer as much information as possible.
That's right. That's the whole reason behind it.
Wonderful program for those of us who would like to know and need to know. I mean, when you go in, and I'm sitting there just thinking, I say, I'd like to know what the doctor wrote down on that particular visit. I know he told me I had a sore throat and needed a shot, but they write, and I'm assuming that what you see there is normal terminology and terminology that can be read by the layman, and there are some doctor's terms that they have to use in some medical reports, but.
And if there are discharge instructions that you may forget, or if you lose your folder once you discharge from the hospital, that's another opportunity to go on and say, look at the discharge instructions and what did they tell me to do, and was I supposed to follow up with the doctor, or what was I supposed to do here?
Yeah, when did I come back?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we feel like it is really going to be beneficial to our patients, and that's what we just really want, the best for all of our patients.
So tell me again, when you come in, you requested, will somebody mention this to us? Will they mention that this is available?
Yes, when you come in through registration, the
Okay.
registration department.
Okay.
And that is, if you've ever come in through registration, you're sick. You need to get into the hospital.
wanna
They
see
have to
somebody.
ask you all of these questions and get you signed up and ask your insurance information and on and on and on and on. This is one of those questions that they'll ask you if you want to register for the patient portal, so that whenever you discharge, within 36 hours, your medical records will be available to you if that's something you desire. Sometimes patients aren't interested at that point because you're sick.
You're sick.
You
You're
don't
sick.
care.
Yeah,
right
when you get feeling
then.
better, you will be.
And so you may go on into the hospital. So at several points of contact, you may encounter nurses or even doctors or lab staff that are coming to draw your blood, kind of reinforcing that, hey, do you know about the capability that we have here now? Because lab results are another aspect that will be posted online.
Wow.
So if how many times have you been out having conversations and your caregiver as your child may ask an elderly parent, now what they say your blood sugar was?
Absolutely. And you go, well, I don't remember, and then gives you a way to remember. That's great stuff. That's good stuff.
Well, we are really excited about it and want to encourage all of our patients to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes. Well, just to come in, and when they ask, I would say, sign up, folks. You have nothing to lose. It's free of charge, and it's a tremendous advantage, but it's just another advantage that you get when you do business with the hometown hospital, Harris Hospital. And girl, you've always got great information. I appreciate you. Anything else we need to talk about today?
We have Relay for Life coming up April 11th.
Okay.
And Harris Hospital is a sponsor of that. We sponsor the Survivor Walk and the Survivor Dinner. And we will also have a fundraising booth out there that night. We really want to be a partner with the Jackson County Relay for Life and support that. So I encourage everyone to come on out April 11th.
Tell us where all that's going to happen.
It's at the Village Mall this year, out in the parking lot there, and starts about 6:30.
Looking forward to that. It's always a pleasure to get to see you.
All right.
Rebecca Payroll, Marketing Director Extraordinaire at Harris Hospital, and we appreciate you taking time to visit with it each and every month.
Let's not go overboard.
Let's stay tuned for more of our show right after this.
Hey, we want to take a quick break here on our show to remind everybody that Nora Gibson, your Jackson County Tax Assessor, reminds you that May 31st is the deadline to assess your property without having to pay a 10% penalty. Now, for lots of folks, that 10% can be a lot of money. So don't get caught. Don't forget, May 31st is the deadline. You don't have to come down to the courthouse to do it now. You can do it by telephone, or you can assess at www.assessjacksoncounty.com. That's www.assessjacksoncounty.com. And by the way, congratulations to Nora on her recently announced retirement upcoming, and a great job by Nora and her staff all these years, and we appreciate it.
Mr. Ted Hall, White River Area Agency on Aging in Batesville and throughout northeast, north central Arkansas, lots of places. Mr. Hall, good to see you again.
Hey, I'm feeling a little better since I've seen you last.
Well, the last time we visited, you were new to the job, and you
yeah.
weren't even wet behind the ears,
Yeah,
but things are better.
That's right. I think it was day 6. Anyway, but we're having a good time.
Yes, sir.
We've learned a lot about what's going on in this agency, and of course, I mentioned the last time I was here that, this agency has been around 35 years and do a lot for a lot of people. And so, mentioning 35 years, we're actually going to do our celebration of 35 years on July the 9th. And we have a program that's going to be set up as right out front here. In fact, the Chamber of Commerce are going to be here to do a ribbon cutting, and they're going to bring their ambassadors. And we're inviting all the community to come and be a part of that. We're serving hamburgers and hot dogs. John 3:16 is going to help us with that.
Yeah.
And then one of the special things we're going to do that day is that we're celebrating Cassie Creighton, who's a longtime board member and actually the chair of the White River Area Agency. And we're bringing her family here, and we're going to have a celebration about Cassie, and she was really a dear friend to this agency. So that's one of the big things that we're going to be celebrating. Plus, we're just going to be talking about all the great things that the agency does here, and that's our motto, our driving force is well, how can we help senior citizens of this area?
Absolutely.
And of course, we do it in the 10-county area. And believe it or not, we have over 625 employees.
Wow.
And we have around 400 caregivers out in the homes in this 10-county area. And they go in, Dave, and they cook, they clean, they help with bathing, you name it. We have the services that can help our senior citizens. So it's a great job, and I knew it was here for a long time, but I didn't know exactly all the things that we do. So it's exciting to be a part of this, and man, the staff here, they've just been great to help me kind of get me in the right direction. So it's exciting.
You know, I was thinking yesterday when I talked to Miss Peggy and I said, come and talk to Mr. Ted, and I think about things that, you and I might discuss. One thing that really hit me was if you look at the technology in the world today, I mean, years ago you couldn't get on the internet and buy something and have it delivered to your home, and you can do that today, and we have cell phones, electronic devices, but technology is really great, and lots of us use technology. This business here is a people business.
Absolutely.
It's a people
Absolutely.
business. You can't get the services that you guys provide on the internet. Talk about the people.
Well, one of the things that, we have to think about who we're going to market our business to. And, it's to the 40, the 50, the 60-year-olds really who are getting ready to take care of mom and dad.
Right.
And, certainly nothing wrong with nursing homes. I mean, my mother was in a nursing home, but a lot of folks want to stay home as long as they can. And there is a point in time that they have to leave the home. But what we do, and a major part of our business is the in-home services.
Absolutely.
And we just have a great way of taking care of people. And one of the things that we do that most of, I guess, our competitors do not do, when we have a call, we actually bring someone into the home and we evaluate what needs to be done. And if there's services that we can't provide, then we help delegate those out to other areas in the community. So we actually have a caregiver that comes in there and helps with them and see what they qualify for. And so that's the big thing that we would like to leave here, is that people know if they have a question about senior citizens, that'd be 60 and over, then we're the place to come to. And we'll treat them with respect. And we even have the Eagle Mountain Assisted Living, which is just a great facility there. And it's neat to be a part of seeing families who are really apprehensive about taking mom or dad out of the home and bringing them in there. And those folks that just love them and they take care of them. And we just had an experience last week with a family that I've been going to church with for a long time, and be able to help them move from that apprehension to see them over there. And I even went over there this past weekend just to make sure, because I knew they were moving in.
Right.
Just to make sure they were okay. So anyway, that's what this organization is about, Dave, is how can we help our folks.
Absolutely.
And I think we do a great job. And again, I'm still learning more about it, but I have been around to all the 10 county offices that we have.
Good.
And we're going to have a celebration of the 35 years in each one of our counties.
Oh, is that right?
And so we're going to reach out to all the people in each one of these counties. But the celebration here will be on July the 9th, and we'll have more information about that
as we go.
You bet.
Mr. Ted Hall, it's always my pleasure to get to visit with you, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Same to you.
Let's continue on with more of our business spotlight. Well, every now and then we get the opportunity to get to visit with Julie Allen of the Chamber right here in Newport, Arkansas. And
Yep.
Julie, you're not filling in for John Chadwell. You're just doing your own thing today, isn't that right?
I will be glad to fill in for John Chadwell if I need to, but I appreciate you asking me to talk about the Chamber today and our activities.
If you don't know, John had a heart attack just a couple of weeks ago, and he's recovering well from that. Matter of fact, I saw him before I came in the building. He wasn't here to work. He had just gotten a haircut and came in to see you for a minute, but he's gone. He's resting comfortably and doing well.
And he looks great.
Looks great. Get well soon,
He'll
our
be
friend.
back soon. So.
Absolutely. What's going on at the Chamber?
We are, now that we've passed the Chamber banquet, and thank you guys for your help
Yeah,
for
you're
helping
welcome.
promote that. A great night, lots of great awards that were given. If you haven't seen it, be sure and check it out on Cable 15.
Or watch it on the
online-
website
on the
at
website.
cable15tv.com.
But now we transition into pretty much all things Port Fest related.
Oh, it's big time.
You know, we have our entertainment contracts that we are about to wrap up. We'll be able to promote the schedule of events, ordering armbands that should go on sale first of May. We're signing up our food vendors, our arts and crafters, commercial vendors who are interested. And then May is pretty much engulfs the chamber office because we have Port Fest Golf Tournament, which is May the 9th on Friday. And then we have the Port Fest 5K, and we have the Port Fest Kids Fishing Derby, and we're preparing for the Buddy Bass Fishing Tournament, preparing for the Horseshoe Pitching Tournament, and Port Fest weekend in and of itself is a beast. But the directors volunteer their time. It's very rewarding to work that hard on something and then to have a successful event that everyone enjoys. And this will be the 33rd year, and lots of folks who have been there every single year. It just makes it worth it for the chamber and for the volunteers to put our best feet forward and work very hard to make it a successful event.
Well, it's a year-long thing. We've talked about that a lot. I mean, as soon as Port Fest is over this year, you start, we go to work for next year, and it's a year's worth of work and many, many hours of community service, community volunteerism it takes to get this thing done, and it's still a great festival.
It is. I mean, you don't realize, people will come to me for a news article or something and say, how did Port Fest do? What did Port Fest make? And you say, well, I mean, let's just say you made $30,000, and in August you're turning around and paying nearly $30,000 to book the sound, stage, and lights for the next year. So,
that's right.
But that's not really why Port Fest was designed. It wasn't designed to make a killing. It was just designed to be able to have enough money to put back into the festival in order to keep it, to book the things for the following year. And the families in the area to have quality entertainment for all ages at a decent price. Absolutely. And we've maintained that over the years.
Yes. Well, the idea, like you say, the idea is not to make money, but the idea is to make enough money that we can have a Port Fest for next year.
That's exactly right. And sometimes it's iffy,
But 33 years later, we're still doing okay.
But all the entertainers who used to be the same quality caliber of an entertainer at $20,000 10 years ago, now is $45,000 minimum for the exact same level of an artist.
Sure.
And so for us to be able to maintain that, thanks to the regional sponsors that we have, and for the folks just regionally who come out every year, and those who support our events, we're still able to keep our ticket prices low. I mean, you can't go see Marshall Tucker Banner, Charlie Daniels for $15 anywhere.
No.
So.
115.
Exactly. So we're very proud of that we've been able to do that over the years.
New Vision Newport classes. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Our leadership class, this is the 11th year. They have one more session left, and then the class, there's 19 participants this year, will graduate in May. And we're doing something a little different in this year's class. We always break them up into 3 or 4 teams to work on a project, but in the past we've asked them to dream big. And the goal is for them to network with people, to figure out how it is working in the team, to come to a consensus in order to research a project that we could use in Newport and Jackson County. And they go through the motions. Sometimes the project comes to light. Sometimes it's just basically a study, and they go, well, now we know why we don't have a community center. It costs $2.2 million minimum. That's an obstacle.
Reasons for that.
So this year we kind of backed up and said, let's provide the class with 4 project ideas with a partner organization. So we chose the Chamber, the Economic Development, we chose Keep Newport Beautiful, and Drive, Downtown Revitalization, and we came up with 4 projects as a committee, and then we had them rank them 1 to 4. So every class member is on a team with either their first or second choice. So they already were passionate about whatever the subject matter was.
Okay, good.
We chose the top 3. One group is working under the Chamber's guidance, and they are working on a Merchants in May event. So it's more of it's an outdoor retail fun event that they're trying to organize middle part of May on a Saturday with bounce houses and food and so just to promote our local businesses and hopefully bring folks into town. The one group is working with Drive. There's a well that probably that was uncovered when the foundation of the Sterling building came up. That's been there since the mid to late 1800s. And a grant was given to drive through Sears Hometown Store. Lauren and Jeff Sampson applied for it to restore the well. So their goal is to come up with the plan, what's the fountain, something around it, to restore the well. And the third group for New Vision is going to tell us, they are partnering with Keep Newport Beautiful, and they are to come up with a program that could potentially address old signage at businesses in town. And the goal is to have at least one partner business that would partner with the group to get a new sign, to tear down an old sign, to, because we do have a lot of businesses that, may just need assistance getting them removed,
Nice to have people come in, nice to have a program like New Vision Newport where people can come in and work on some ideas.
Yes, ideas. What are the obstacles that are keeping businesses from just tearing them down? So at graduation, all three groups will tell us what they've learned, what they were able to accomplish, if they've met their goal of actually, seeing it all the way through to, the very end, and if not, why they weren't able to do so. And so I think that this will be our new model for our teams in the future, because there's a little more buy-in by the participants because they already are passionate about whatever subject matter is. And there's three. And two, we were going to encourage in the future other organizations to provide us with potential plans that we could use as one of the potential action team, goals. And three, we expect that most of the projects will actually be completed.
Right.
So we're excited.
Well, that's Port Fest and New Vision Newport. Lots of things going on with Newport Chamber. What a job you folks do. And we have some new help.
We do. Joyce Jarvis retired at the end of the year, even though she's filled in several times. We appreciate her for it. She's always welcome here. We love her. But we miss her greatly.
Yes.
But we have hired a new part-time assistant, Crystal Worthington, and she's doing an excellent job.
Right.
So if you haven't met Crystal, please, she's
come
a little
by.
Quieter than me, but come by and meet Crystal. She's doing an excellent job.
I appreciate you coming on and sharing a lot of information. John shares all the information about NEDC and the projects, and so much going on at the Chamber year-round. I mean, you guys stay extremely busy. We appreciate what y'all do for our community.
Thanks for visiting with me today. I appreciate it.
Julie Allen at the Newport Area Chamber of Commerce. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Malcolm Avenue, in the curve, as we say. Newport, Arkansas, Sandy Robinson, manager extraordinaire at KFC. Is it busy Monday when we film? Well, it's been a busy day for us.
It has been.
Why has it been busy?
I don't know, but I love it. Keeps you going.
Hey, I think when you have good product and you have great specials and you have stuff on sale, and when a product's as good as this is, you're going to have busy days, aren't you?
I hope it stays like this. It makes it go by so much faster.
Tell us what's going on at KFC in Newport. Specials for the month of April coming up. We're going to be here all month, 7 days a week, just like we normally are.
Yep.
What's new at KFC?
Well, we started our Dippins combos again, our dipping strips. On TV, I know you see all the little sauces, the big bucket. You can get 20 of the dipping strips, chicken strips, for $19.99 with 6 sauces, your choice. Or you can get the meal with the large potato gravy slaw, whatever 2 side items you want, and 4 biscuits for $25.99. Or if you're lunchtime, want some, our number 7, which is usually $7 and something, is on special for $5.
Wow.
You get the 3 strips, the side item, the biscuit, and the drink, and then whatever sauce you want.
There is no doubt that each and every month that you guys come up with, it's coupons, discounts, and you can get yourself a bargain on a lot of good food at KFC. You got to get coupons. I guess we'll have coupons this month too.
I think we do.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I know we got Long John Silver coupons out, and they've already been kicking our tails, but those are out too right now. So
I think sometimes, Sandy, we forget about you having Long John Silvers here. We don't promote it a lot as much say, but tell us about the Long John Silver menu.
Oh, what is there not on it? We are not participating in the lobster bites this year.
Okay.
But we do have the fish, shrimp, chicken planks. We have the kids' meals on Long John's, just like we have on the KSC. We've been selling a whole lot of those lately. Families are coming out, feeding their kids, getting them some fish or some chicken.
Right.
And they get their applesauce and their drink and everything with the kids' meals, and they're only $3.99 for a kids' meal.
This is the time of year when it gets warm and springtime, and daylight savings time begin, and it stays lighter in the afternoon. And a lot of people are out picnicking and such, and you can always put together a picnic pack here at KFC.
Oh yeah, you can get like an 8-piece meal, a 12, 16-piece meal, and we have like half gallons of sweet tea or unsweetened tea for only $1.99. We're a large tea, it's $1.99, so you might as well get you a half gallon. Hey, give me a couple cups of ice, and
yeah, there you go.
Hey, been there, done that.
If you're going to go on a picnic,
yep,
you can get it all right here.
Yep.
I mean, everything you need.
Dessert included.
Oh, absolutely. Get
Forks,
some dessert.
Plates, napkins.
Sure.
Chalice,
everything
put
that
it
you
in
need.
there. Yep.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about the buffet, which is just to me my favorite, because I always say I can come in and eat my 13 pieces of chicken on the buffet.
Yeah, you and your legs and wings.
That's right.
Buddy hadn't been in getting them, but you can.
That's right.
Buffet, senior buffet on Mondays from 10 to 3 is $5.49, and then you can get a 16-ounce drink for $1. So you can eat and drink for $7, I believe it is, for seniors. And then regular price is $6.99 for adults, and then it's $4.99 for kids, or $3.99 depending upon the ages. It's open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 days a week.
So if you're needing some lunch and it's good and it's all you care to eat, that's good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you it's
And you
good.
got your veggies. That's like I went to Jonesboro the other day, and all I ate at Ryan's was veggies. I just wanted veggies. It was my day off. I couldn't eat my veggies here, so I went there and ate my veggies.
Well, you may be on some type of health kick, and I am
No,
too.
I'm
going to come in.
some.
I'm going to come into KFC, and I'm going to eat my veggies.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt. But I'm going to eat my chicken too.
Oh, yeah. But you eat grilled chicken, so you're all right.
Oh, and I ate that fried chicken too, and I still
Yeah.
like the barbecued chicken. And I still, if it's fried or it's barbecued or it's run through the washing machine.
No,
if it's
I
from
wouldn't run it through the
if
washing
it's from
machine.
KFC, I like it. I don't care how you cook it or serve it.
Okay.
It's got to be good. Sandy,
yeah.
I appreciate you, girl.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for joining us here on the Business Spotlight. We're at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and folks, if you want to fill up on some of the best fried chicken in the world, visit us at KFC. What a pleasure it is to be at Lindley Health and Rehab Center in Newport, Arkansas, and we've always got a lot of great entertainment going on out here. And boy, have we got some special guests, or the special guest. Sherry Hanley, tell us about this guy sitting to my immediate right. He looks familiar. I've seen him before. I just can't find out. I can't figure out who this guy is.
Well, I think a lot of people probably know who he is, and especially when he starts singing. We have the one and only Mr. Elvis Presley in the building.
He is in the building. He has not left the building. He is here, and he's ready for a little entertainment. My friend, tell us who you really are.
My name is Butch Dykes from Jacksonville, Arkansas.
Butch, you look a lot like the king of rock and roll, and they say you sing a lot like the king of rock and roll. And if we didn't know that you weren't the king of rock and roll, we might go, hey, this guy's pretty special right here. Tell us about being Elvis and the impersonation of the king of rock and roll. How long you been doing it, how you got started, so on and so forth, and give us a little info.
Well, I started in 1973. I actually started when he was still alive, and actually got to meet him twice while he was still alive. And basically in 2000, after I retired from the United States Air Force, I decided to be able to pursue this dream I had. And in about 2000, I was called by a nursing home if I actually did this for nursing homes. I said, yeah, well, I got a speaker. Do you have an audience? And since then, I have 98 nursing and rehab facilities here in the state of Arkansas. I've got 6 in northeastern Louisiana, and I'm also in Tennessee, the Memphis area, and I have 3 over there.
So you are the guy. I mean, you spend just a wealth of your time. This is kind of like what you do. So how many gigs a week do you do?
Well, gigs a week is, I couldn't even tell you, but I know on average each year is 300 shows.
300 shows, 365 days. That means you're a busy man.
I'm a lot of those days. That's the reason why I said about days. Just like today, I was up in Walnut Ridge at 10:30. I'm down here in the wonderful rock and roll capital of Newport, Arkansas.
Yes, it is.
Hey, I know this place, but anyway, and so they. And basically, yes, that's what we do. And basically, what I started out with the Elvis Act, and especially in the Newport in this area up here, I give them a little bit of Johnny Cash, a little bit of that guy named Harold Jenkins. Oh, Conway Twitty, and a lot of them. And it's really amazing how their eyes light up with everybody that ever was here before they were number one.
Let me ask you this, and of course we didn't talk about what we were going to talk about here on the air, but why nursing homes? Why? What's the connection there? You have some connection. I mean, you got to have a big heart to. We got special groups of people that with long-term care, short-term care. Why nursing homes?
Well, let me put it this way. In 2006, I had 17 casinos in Oklahoma, and finally, the last day of my my performance there, I was so depressed of watching people do this. Yes. And with my growing number of nursing and rehab facilities, what I did was, I said, I have a better audience in Arkansas, a most appreciative Arkansas audience. And so as I started building from 2 to 4 to 6 to the 96, you actually get, I had grandparents.
Right.
Well, I don't have them now.
Right.
I have 20,000 grandparents now, and great-grandparents. And it's really rewarding to be able to come out and just have a good time, because the whole thing is, they're not going anywhere. Right. They're here, and also for a facility like this one that emphasizes quality of life. Yep. What better way to give that, but through the medicine of music.
Hey, good to see you, my friend. We say that we're going to have a little rock and roll coming up, and Sherry, this guy, I know he's good.
He is good. And if you're kind of wondering why we're kind of dressed in military, we always have a theme when Elvis comes. We have done Jailhouse Rock. We have done Blue Suede Shoes, where we all put on our blue suede shoes. Viva Las Vegas. And now he was in, as everyone knows, that Elvis was in the Army. So we are honoring him by dressing up in the military in the camouflage. So it's going to be a great show, and we enjoy Elvis coming, and we have a really, really fun time when he's here.
The only thing I got to say is go get him up there, champ, and let's see what we got.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're going to have a little music coming up next. What a gorgeous afternoon when we filmed on the first day of April to be outside at Dillinger Funeral Home and get to visit with my good friend Marty Gates. Marty, good to see you again.
Good to see you, David.
Marty is filling in for Tommy Allen, who had business to attend to today. But Marty, we want to remind the folks about you, a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about Marty Gates.
Well, David, I've been here since 1995, married. I've got 9 grandkids.
9 grandkids?
Oh, yes, sir, 9 grandkids, and they just keep me busy.
Well, I guarantee you, one grandkid will keep you busy. If you've got 9, they do keep you busy.
Yes,
started what is in essence now quite a few years ago, knocking on the door 20 years, and I know you're kind of excited to be with. This is a good place to work.
A great place to work, David. We've got good people to work with.
Absolutely. Now, Tommy being the boss, and when the boss says he's not going to be there today, he delegates these authority, these issues to somebody else. And you got the job today, didn't you?
I'm the lucky one today.
Hey, tell us a little bit, Marty. But it is springtime. What's going on at Dillinger Funeral Home that you can tell us about?
Spring is in the air, and Relay for Life is coming up.
Yeah.
We'll be cooking for the survivors this year. We did last year.
Right.
We'll be cooking again for them this year. Looking forward to that. Everybody just gets right in, pitches in, and helps and does a real good job.
The Relay for Life is a big, big deal here. I mean, all across the United States, but it's big here in Jackson County.
Yes,
Dillinger Funeral Home Y'all always do y'all's part.
We always do our part. Seems like we always win the best cooking.
Yeah, I wonder why.
We win that. Well, Tommy's a very good cook.
I guarantee you.
He is.
Well, and it's a time for you guys to give back to the community.
It
and
is.
I know Dillinger Funeral Home, I mean, that's kind of a motto. Y'all are here to serve and servicing
Yes, sir.
people and family, and that's what you guys do good.
Yes, sir.
Do it very well.
Yeah.
So Marty, let me ask you this. You talk about, tell us a little bit about you before you got out here. You've been here 20 years. I mean, you must start when you're 6 years old, because I know you're about 26 now.
Just a little bit older than 26.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What did you do before you came here?
Before I came here, I sold cars for Tyler Ford.
Yes, sir.
At that time.
Yes, sir.
For about 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, and Tommy come down. He was looking for a new vehicle.
Right.
He come down and visited with me, and when he left, he gave me a call. Asked me if I'd be interested in working for him. I said, well, I don't know about that, but I'll come talk to you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And the rest
Been
is
here ever since, yeah.
Isn't it something?
Yeah. Started out keeping cars clean and mowing the yard for a couple of years. And then he told me, he said, I think you'll be a good director. And I said, okay. So ever since then.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Tommy says this, and he says that every person that is employed at this place was asked to come.
Was asked to come.
Wasn't it
Yes,
like
sir.
somebody came in the door and applied for a job, and then Tommy went out and got folks, and no doubt he got a golden nugget when he got Marty Gates.
Well, I appreciate that, David. He's got a lot of good people that works here.
Absolutely.
And when he hires somebody, it seems like they stay with him. Just a good place to work.
It is a good place to work.
It is. It
Good
is.
people.
Rewarding.
Yes, sir.
It really is.
Well, I know when you put your head down at night, you know you've done a good job, and you've done it for those people in Newport, Jackson County, Northeast Arkansas, and that's what you guys do.
Yes, sir. We're here to serve the people.
Marty Gates, good to see you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to get to see you, man.
Good to visit with you, David.
Okay, let's continue on more of our show. We're at Dillinger Funeral Home, Marty Gates, and boy, what a beautiful day once again. As he said, spring is in the air. It is that. It is a gorgeous day, 75 degrees when we filmed. We thought we'd just try it outside, and I guarantee you, it is gorgeous out here. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, David.
In the grand scheme of things, when you're doing this show, sometimes it just doesn't work right.
No, see, it's the whole principle of undersell and overdeliver. What it is it was the first one was so amazingly good, we wanted to improve upon it. So this is part 2.
Well, we actually did a show that you don't get to see. You know, we talk about what we talk about before the show, and we want to talk about what we talked about before the show, and then what we talked about during the show that for some reason it was my fault that it didn't work. And your name is what? This is Dr. Gavin McDowell from Customized Vision Care in Newport, and we had a lot of fun today. We had fun at the 11 o'clock taping, the fun at the 1 o'clock taping, now we're at the 4 o'clock taping of this 5-minute show that I don't think we're ever going to get done, but it's a lot of fun going on.
And remember to tip your waitress.
Absolutely. Tip you for coming out here and helping us try to get through this thing. I appreciate you.
If you need a good, audio-visual guy, I can moonlight.
I need somebody that...
I've watched a YouTube video. I'm an expert
you know what to do, don't you? You do. And on a more serious note, as we get through the comic segment of this particular portion of the show, we do want to talk about our eye care and how to take care of our eyes.
Yes.
And summertime, springtime is here. I want to talk a little bit about sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Tell me a little bit about sunglasses and what you know about that.
Well, it just so happens I had this very conversation with somebody earlier.
I bet you did.
Sunglasses. Let's see. What was the talking point?
We were talking about protection. Yeah.
Protection, and they look cool.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that a whole lot.
No.
How cool. Some people look cooler than others.
Well, I would say that. And
Anyway.
you and I had, we do sunglasses. I mean, hey, buddy, they're cool.
Yeah.
They're cool. Why do we need sunglasses?
To protect your eyes. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, it's not just for looks. It's not just for comfort. You have to protect your eyes. And the kind of the analogy I used earlier today was if you go to the beach, you're going to put sunscreen on. You're going to put a hat on because you don't want to burn. Well, what's protecting the back of your eyes that's catching all that light that you're seeing? Because when you see something, you're picking up light, and that's mostly visible light as well as UV light and UV radiation. And UV radiation has been linked to early onset cataracts and cataract progression, as well as macular degeneration, which is a potentially blinding condition. So, the more protection you can have between your eye and the sun, the better. Not all sunglasses are made equal because you can get some that are just tinted lenses, and a tinted lens
It's a very interesting point, by the way. Very, very good point.
A tinted lens is going to do nothing more than make you feel comfortable. It's going to block out visible light, but just a tinted lens that does not have any UV protection is actually going to cause you more damage than good, because when you put that tinted lens on, blocking that visible light, it's going to let your pupils open up a little more.
Okay.
Make you a little more comfortable that way. Letting all that UV radiation hit your eye. So that's
not
good.
No, it's not good.
So no matter what kind of sunglass you get, and you can get these from your mom and pop stores, you can get them from big box retailers as well, but make sure those lenses say that they are UVA and UVB protectant, because if they do not have a sticker on it that says that they are, then they're not. I don't care how cool they look and how awesome you think you look in those suckers, they are not going to protect your eye like a UVA, UVB lens will.
You know, I didn't know that, and we talked about it earlier in the show that we're recording, and I did not know that there was a difference in sunglasses. I just thought pair of sunglasses, but when it comes to protecting your eyes, not only do you protect it with a pair of sunglasses, but if you don't have the correct UV, I mean, you're not protecting anything.
Yeah, you might as well just walk out there and stare at the sun.
Yeah. Hey, and we talked about
we forgot that at the beginning. See, we're so much better on the first taping.
We were going to use that as our trademark. Hey! We can do it now. We can do it right in the middle.
We'll run into the
ground. Our show, isn't it? Our show.
It's our show.
That is right. But we want to talk a little bit about contacts.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us like to wear glasses in the wintertime, and then when it gets time to wear the sunglasses on the beach or fishing or mowing the yard or whatever, wearing contacts, then get the correct type sunglasses. But contacts.
From a licensed prescriber.
Talk a little bit about that again.
I assure you, Habib's Never Close and Jacqueline's Nail Supply is not going to be a licensed prescriber of contact lenses. And I know you can go in there and get those, and they're going to tell you, oh, they're without prescription, so they're cosmetic. Yeah, they're cosmetic, but it's still a medical device. You have to be a licensed optometrist or ophthalmologist to dispense contact lenses. And anybody that does so without a license to practice optometry or ophthalmology is breaking the law. And and I'll warn, if you're watching this program and you got something that you're selling, I've had to confront people who sell them on Facebook.
Right, absolutely.
Newport and Batesville yard sales.
Right.
It is punishable up to $5,000.
Wow.
Per lens.
Wow.
So if you're selling them, you got a bunch of them, I hope you got enough bankroll to back that up.
Well, the bottom line, don't buy them.
Don't do it.
Don't buy them.
Don't do it. Like I said earlier, I don't go to Walmart and try on just generic dentures if my teeth fall out, I'm going to have somebody fit those for me because it's a medical device. You don't go get a prosthetic leg just because it looks cool.
Sure.
Sure, you look good with that blade, like a Blade Runner if you want to be that guy or whatever, but if it doesn't fit right, you're going to cause a lot more problems. Same thing with a contact lens. If it's not fit properly, you are going to have a lot of issues that are potentially vision altering or vision taking.
Yeah.
There has been some cases of people losing vision due to
Talk a little bit about our guaranteed contact lens success program right here at Customized Vision. It's guaranteed.
It's simple. You want to try contacts, whether you've tried them before or you want to try a new line or you've been hesitant to jump out of one brand to another, come in, we'll do your exam, and we'll fit you with a sample pair of lenses because the manufacturers have gotten really helpful in the sense that they give us trial lenses. We'll try the lens. We'll try multiple lenses until we find the lens that you like, not only makes you feel comfortable, but you can see the best with. And if we find it, great. If we don't,
you don't know anything.
We don't know anything. I mean, I don't see how that cannot be on the top of your priority list if you want to try contact lenses.
If you, like you say, whether you've tried them before and you maybe didn't like them, you tried them years ago, they're a lot easier to wear these days.
Easy to wear, and the technology is so much different because, back in the day when contacts first came out, we had the hard ones. And I've had a hard contact lens on my eye twice.
Right.
There will not be a third time. That's how uncomfortable for me it was. Now, there's patients who still wear them. Admittedly, they give great vision, but they're really, really hard to get used to. But the soft ones, even when they came out, we only had the ones that would correct for general farsightedness or nearsightedness. Now we've got ones that correct for for astigmatism. We have some that are correct for distance and up close and everything in between. We got some that are colored. We got some that aren't colored. They're making some now that have little electrodes in it. The military is looking at trying to adapt those to night vision. If those come out on the market, oh man,
that'd be a big deal.
It's going to be awesome.
If you're looking for sunglasses to protect your eyes, if you're looking for just normal eyewear, if you're looking for contact lens, customized vision care in the Newport Village Mall with Dr. Gavin McDowell, area comic.
I thought I was the opening act and you were the anchor comedian.
Yeah, but professionalism when it comes to your eye care, you can get it right here. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too.
Let's continue again with more of our show on the business.
Hey!
Hello and welcome to the April edition of the Jackson County Extension Service Report. I'm Randy Klepechka with the Jackson County office of the University of Arkansas Cooperative Extension Service. On this month's program, we're taping on March 27th. We're still facing and dealing with a lot of the cool weather effects that we've seen. You know, it's obviously been a cold winter from the first week of December all the way till pretty much the end of March. So I want to talk about some of the effects on the wheat crop that's out in the field and the planting progress of the crops that we're going to plant for 2014. First, a little bit about wheat development. I mean, our wheat crop looks pretty good, only it's just several weeks behind where it would normally be. Probably about 2 to 3 weeks at least behind where we would normally be at this time of the year. Normally we see our reproductive stages of wheat begin what we call internode elongation. Normally that occurs during that first couple of weeks in March. I always kind of point to March 10th as the date for that to begin. 2 years ago in 2012 when we had the warm spring. It actually started in February, but now, again, as we tape on March 27th, that's just now beginning. So we're running probably close to 3 weeks behind normal, but the crop looks pretty good. The only possible bad effects for that, if we would have a very extremely warm May, then there's a possibility that the lateness could be affected by hot weather. So, there is a little bit of concern right there, but otherwise, I think we're in good shape with our wheat crop. Just need a moderate temperature regime kind of in May there. Looking at our planting situation, we've had some planting occur during the second half of March, both corn and rice. Not a lot of corn and rice planted, but some has been planted. We've got kind of two schools of thought out there. Some farmers just go ahead when the calendar gets there and the ground gets dry, they go ahead and plant. Another school of thought is, we need to wait on the soil temperature to get to the right point. Of course, that's certainly what the U of A recommends, that we get those soil temperatures to a certain level and then pull the trigger on planting. And our soil temperatures have not gotten to that point. Again, as today, March 27th is the first day that we've had a 50-degree soil temperature. It got 50 degrees at 9 o'clock this morning. That's the first time it's been to that. It's been in the low to mid 40s the last couple of weeks that I've been taking soil temperature. So we're finally getting close to the stage where we can plant. Looking at our different crops, for corn we like to see a 55-degree soil temperature for 3 consecutive days. The yield potential can hold well for pretty much the entire month of April. We really don't see that much of a decrease in yield potential until we get to May, so we've got time. We'll get those soil temperatures in that 55 plus range where that corn can come out of the ground running, and it seems like your yield potential is better there. Turning to rice, we like to see it a little bit warmer. We like to see a 60-degree soil temperature. For some reason, they recommend a 4-inch depth for the rice soil temperature. The other ones, they recommend a 2-inch depth to take that soil temperature. But with rice, a 60-degree temperature at a 4-inch depth before really germination and emergence can occur pretty quickly. With rice, it seems like our yield potential just starts dropping almost immediately. After we get to that point where we get that right soil temperature, it's kind of almost a downhill trend from that point on, where we see our yield potential start dropping off. So, we want to get to that 60-degree temperature to plant preferably, but want to plant as quickly as we can from that point on. Soybeans, also 55 degrees. We think of soybeans being planted later, but they will tolerate a fairly low soil temperature. So just like corn, 55 degrees for 3 consecutive days. We see good yields hold up into June plantings with our soybeans, but looking at some of the max yield work we've done, it really looks like our highest yield potential is in April, probably starting about April 10th when that soil temperature gets right. It seems like our yield potential is better with soybeans. So again, when those temperatures get right, we're going to need to be planting pretty much everything as quickly as we can. Grain sorghum, even though we plant some grain sorghum pretty early, it really likes a 65-degree soil temperature for 3 consecutive days to get uniform, quick emergence. So, our yield potential can stay really seems to trend off after about the month of April, and if we can make some decent yields in May and June, but normally we're going to look at some insecticide applications if we wait that long. So again, all these crops, when the soil temperature is right, we're going to need to get them planted pretty quickly. Looking at some long-range weather forecasts, the month of April looks very wet on AccuWeather.com. Of course, that could change. Those long-range forecasts are not very dependable and can change quickly, so hopefully that will change. We'll need some periodic showers, but we need some dry periods in there to get these crops planted as quickly as we can, because as I said, once that soil temperature gets right, we can plant pretty much everything, and we need, earlier plantings are generally better. So, hopefully we'll get some breaks in the weather, we'll get some warmer temperatures, we'll get some periodic rains, but enough dry periods in there to get our crops planted. And hopefully things will be shaping up pretty well when I talk to you next month with our May edition of the Jackson County Extension Service Crop Report.
Reliability in today's technology is what you'll receive with every T&L pivot system. T&L offers 3 control systems that best meet your needs. First, the TLC computer control features speed and direction control at any degree of the circle, as well as chemigation, measurements, and more. Second, the new speed and direction control at the pivot point has all the convenience of the computer control without the complexity. Third, the standard speed and direction control, the simplest and most reliable in the industry. See your T&L dealer today to find out more about the leading management tools for your T&L irrigation systems.
Hi, Sarah Metzger with the U of A Cooperative Extension Service. Being a new mom of a 7-month-old, I always have to think about the safety of my infant when preparing and handling baby food and baby formula. Children and young infants are vulnerable to foodborne illnesses because of their immune systems are not fully developed to fight off infections. So the number one thing that we have to think about as parents or child care providers or caregivers is to properly wash hands. Remember, that's the most important, to always wash hands after using the restroom, handling food, handling pets, or changing a diaper. Today I would just like to go over a few basic action steps to prevent foodborne illness when preparing baby food and preparing baby formula. First of all, we'll go over a few baby food action steps to prevent foodborne illnesses. Check the package on all commercial baby foods. If the lids are not properly closed or sealed, be sure and discard those. For plastic pouches, if you have leaks or swelling, be sure and discard those as well. Don't double dip. They suggest that that you take the food out of the jar and put on a small plate. And then never store your baby food. Do not share spoons. We tend to do this trying to get our kiddos to eat by taking a bite of their food, but do not do this. You can cross-contaminate this way. Never leave open containers open for more than 2 hours. Store open baby food in the refrigerator for no more than 3 days. Talking about how to make sure that formula is safe for your baby, you have to think about what water source you're using. You can use bottled water, parents' water. You can use tap water. Make sure that if you're using tap water, to leave that water running for at least 1 minute, and you can always boil your water to ensure the safety of your child. Use clean bottles and nipples. You can use the dishwasher to clean these items, and also you can boil these bottles and nipples for 5 minutes. And do not make formula, do not make more formula than you need. This will, if you do prepare too much formula, you can cause bacteria to grow, and we do not want to cause any foodborne illness. We always like to prevent that. So we have to take action steps to properly prepare and handle baby food and baby formula. The old saying, if you're unsure about if your baby's formula or food is unsafe, the saying is, if in doubt, throw it out. This information was just a little bit of information to provide you parents, caregivers, and child care providers with information on action steps, how to properly handle food and properly handle preparing baby formula. If you would like the detailed information, you can visit the Cooperative Extension website at www.uaex.edu/county/Jackson, or you can contact me, Sarah, at 523-7450. Thank you.